Alright guys, we're going to do Immortal Hulk issue 11, Alex Ross cover, and of course, well not of course, but unfortunately, the passing of Stan Lee, may he rest in peace. So when I opened this up, I saw this, and I already knew that it's going to have to do with Stan Lee, but then Marvel is being Marvel. Black pages, black pages, black pages. We have a sketch here of an image of Stan Lee, and then we have another black page. I would have done this way differently, but you know, I don't want to take away Stan Lee's memory, but still, do we really need this? Anyway, so we see the misery and the unfortunate state of human race, right? Misery, death, pain, suffering, and all that stuff, but also a little bit, you know, light at the end of the tunnel, maybe. And then, well, we see that the Hulk is in hell with this woman, right? The green door is open. Now, I wonder if they are still on the earthly plane or actually in hell. I believe so, because it's Hotel Hell. We have the Hellstrom, like Damien Hellstrom, you know, reference to the son of Satan, right? But then this woman, she's angry at the Hulk because she's, I don't know, crushed, you know, broken her hometown, and you know, people died or was left in misery. She said, "Let me ask you one question." That was the question: how do I get to be what you are? Not sure why the Hulk especially asked that, but okay. She says, "Hey, you want to talk about that now? I've just seen a man die, and I wasn't exactly thinking straight. That's when the truth comes out. You're not the first to get obsessed because I broke your house. It happens," he says. "You're not the first to want to climb into some gamma machine either. People see me, they imagine what it's like to be me. Yeah? Well, I can't imagine at all," she says. "What it must be to feel that rage, to be able to feel that rage, to be allowed to feel it." Now, I mean, this, how do I say it? I think, I'm going a little bit side here, and I think we live in the most miserable timeline ever when it comes to entertainment, and also what happened in the real world, but I don't want to dwell on that too much. But when it comes to entertainment, a lot of people we're getting a lot of worthless crap shoveled into our mouths when it comes to entertainment, when it comes to movies, video games, comic books, you name it, right? It's been infiltrated by people that are continuously or pretend to be continuously offended by anything, and they need to inject their own feelings and politics into books or in the entertainment factor, or in the entertainment industry that we all like and love, right? So when I read this, I mean, come on, what do you mean with be allowed to? What are you trying to prove here by putting this in here, right? But then she, we're gonna move a little bit long here and then try to figure out what she is saying here. Well, I know what she's saying here, but you know, you smash towns, you ruin lives, you killed people, not many, but you have. 6 months later, you're on the Avengers again. All is forgiven. You know I was shot into space, right? Yeah, you were shot into space instead of just shot. You know what I'm saying, right? Instead of, oh, yeah, I'd rather that you have a bullet in your head and be killed. These people are not even, you know, hiding anymore their contempt towards people that have a different opinion. And you see it in real life, you see it in social media. It's a controlled thought process, right? But if we say something against them, then it's the other way around. And oh no, it's all bigotry, it's all racism, it's all sexism, it's all ism and phobics. That's why I hate modern comics so much, right? Now you can say, well, Marinus, that's not really in here. Now, is it? Well, not really, but it's been sprinkled through modern entertainment. But let's move on. It's my opinion, by the way. Eureka City and Dr. Strange look for a retirement home. Well, the retirement home was that he was shot into some kind of a dimension called the Crossroads, where he can jump into other dimensions and try to live a life there. He did that for a very long time, and he came back with new trauma and misery, and he's seen people killed. He's been battling monsters, so it was not a happy retirement home. Then she says, Iron Man looks for a paradise planet to put you on. Yeah, except that he found love and a kid, and then the planet blew up, right? And he was the only one that survived, along with Scar, his son. So it's not really a paradise planet. Now, I can't imagine that she doesn't know about that. What I'm puzzling is that the Hulk didn't try to elaborate on that. He's been awfully quiet, you know, instead of explaining to her what really is happening on that, you know, retirement home, as she calls it, or paradise planet, you know, defending and explaining what happened to him. But he doesn't do that, right? So he lets her rave. Your anger is indulged, even respected. Mine is dismissed, if I'm lucky. We live in a world of men, white, college-educated men. Why is race important? God. Who just ran and scream and rage and smash things. And then, well, bends over backwards to understand, to reward it. Well, that's not really how it happens, but okay. So she says, how do I get my piece of that pie, Hulk? How do I get to be what you are? What do you want, woman? Do you want redemption? Do you want to shoot him in the face? What do you want? So instead of, you know, Hulk elaborating on what she's saying, he's basically complimenting her anger, which is weird for Hulk to say, right? That she is not ashamed of it. And I don't know. The Hulk is not really the analyzing type, but hey, here we are. So, and then they hear a voice, and it's, oh no, it's Rick Jones. Well, Rick Jones is dead. I don't know how he dies, but, you know, he's probably dead. But then we see more misery, more, you know, trouble, evil, death, you know, you name it. So the misery of man, right? So is this maybe that Al Ewing tries to say that the humans, that men, are the cause of all evil? I disagree with that, personally, because sometimes evil and misery happens without your control, right? Sickness, you know, circumstances. It doesn't have to do with what man has done. Sometimes life is cruel. Well, not sometimes, often. Life is often cruel. But there's also a good side, but that's not being highlighted here, because the story that Al Ewing wants to tell is that they are in hell, and hell is misery, right? But why do we have to show this? I get it, right? Because we've shown it in the other page before. We've seen this. So then we go to Crusher Creel, who is still crying like a little bitch, right? And he has been found by Puck, Eugene Judd. And he says, you're the absorbing man, right? You become whatever you touch. I'm sure that was useful to it. All right. Magic too. A gift from a god. Doesn't follow scientific rules. I bet that's why it's chosen you. It's been pulling strings a while now. And he says, it? Sure, it. The devil. And it was dun, dun, dun. Yeah, it's the devil. Right? He says, how do you find me? So instead of giving him a normal answer, he comes up with a BS answer. He says, I followed certain indicators, fields of force. What does that mean? Right? You're just making stuff up. You're the key. The key to what? Right? You're the man who opened the door and you're going to help close it. He says, wait a second. How do you know all of this? Talking about devils and keys and doors. How do you know about this? So instead of just answering the question, he goes on about where he comes from, how old he is, when he lives in the 1922s. He fought monsters, devils, goddesses, etc., etc. And talk about living in an interesting life. And that's the answer. That's the answer, guys. Why? just wasting my time with this BS. Anyway, more like this. I don't know what to say, right? Why we need to show this. right? Talking about shells, you know, about sins and shadows. So Rick is not really there. I thought Rick Jones was dead. What happened? He is. His eyes, are they empty sockets? They're empty, all right. He's hollow inside, just a skin, repeating old lines. A shell. Again, I don't want to repeat myself, but, you know, Al Ewing has also a habit of repeating certain things. Like I said, we are not that stupid, right? But he acts like we are stupid. So it seems that her father is now also here too. Hulk says, hey, we need to leave him. He says, no, this is my dad. I cannot leave him. It isn't. She says, it's not your dad, not the bit that counts. So we need to, how do you know? What do you know about this? He died from the stress, you know that. Trying to put our lives back together. He worked himself to death. What do you know about that? What kind of questions is this, man? We all know how much Bruce Banner has suffered, right? I mean, doesn't she know that Bruce and the Hulk are being hunted 24/7 through all these years? How can she say that she, I don't know, about working himself, well, maybe not working, but, you know, try to survive. And if he is working himself to death, wasn't that his own decision? He could have said no, step back, find other jobs. But, you know, it seems that, oh no, it's other people's fault that he's working himself to death. No, have some accountability. He did that to himself. It's not fun to hear, but that's what it is. Stop blaming the Hulk. So, and then, well, there's that guy. So it's General Talbot Ross. Milksop. Got no guts. And then the Hulk says, wait a minute, that can't be right. He's not dead, is he? And he talks about powerful forces. Bah! A bomb! And then he transforms into the Red Hulk. I like that, so, right? And that's how much he cared. Enough to make sure he could kill me. I'll take a step back. There he is, says the Red Hulk. The demonical Hulk. Nice punch from a Hollow Man. But then you always were, weren't you? You won't escape me again. Hulk. Adds. Jones, you were a Hulk too. You can change. Maybe stop this before it gets any worse. The Hulk needs your help. Rick says, no, he doesn't, lady. He just needs a little peace and quiet, that's all. So what happened, Ross? You died and stuck this time thing that lets you off? You could have been a father to Banner, but you wouldn't let him be. Couldn't leave us alone. You're dead now? Good. I'll kill you twice. Kill you. He says Milksop. And then Hulk rips him apart. Well, it looks cool, but there's nothing inside. A hollow man, you know, a shell, right? Because there's no guts, there's no skeletons, there's no intestines, nothing, no brain matter. But then the Hulk goes overboard and he is now, Rick says, he sounds fiercer, crueler, dangerous. And he talks like the old Hulk, like. But then we have sentences, maybe from the Quran or from the Bible, I'm not entirely sure, or maybe reference to that. In Kabbalah, the highest point of the tree of life is called Keter, the crown set above all things. It is in compassion beyond comprehension, the unity of the divine. But on the opposite side is Fomiel, I believe that's how you say it, where that great unity is split into contending forces, each existing at the expense of other, refusing to be as one. I am no scholar, but if the clip-off is a reflection, then perhaps this shadow sphere is the lowest point below all, a hell beneath all others. Some would say such a realm has a single demonic representative, a single ruler, Satan, the adversary. He whose spiritual pride, again, get it, guys? Just listen to, God, he cannot let it go, led to the fall. But this is a place without unity. So we have Banner's dad here, right? There, you see, just like always said, he's a monster. Believe me, son, you're better off without him. And some say there are two. Now, this is interesting. I mean, is the Hulk, again, without Banner, right? Because Banner died, you know, was shot in the head by Hawkeye with an arrow, explosive arrow, killed him. The Hulk came back. But then we also saw Bruce Banner, you know, walking around before he changed into the Hulk again. So, who is this then? Is this his soul? I don't know. We're going to find out. Guys, let me know in the comments what you think about this. Like I said, there's a lot of things that doesn't work in this comic, in my opinion, and I don't like. On the other hand, there's also an underlying red thread, or maybe that is actually interesting that I want to know more about. You know, but all these weird stuff that Al Ewing is putting in here, it baffles my mind, right? Somehow, just tell a good story. And maybe he's doing that in his own way, but it doesn't appeal to me at certain aspects. So guys, thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.